Okay, so we've got all of our plants located, going through this process of doing a Google image search to find something that, kind of a visual cue of what it looks like, and then tracking down something inside of the Lumion library that visually represents it. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're never going to find perfect. So right from the get-go, just let down your guard and just paint the picture and don't get hung up on that perfect plant. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select all these different plants and I'm going to put them into a group, and then I'm going to save the group out. Now, one reason for saving this group out is, like, if I get another project in Colorado, which is very likely, then I could just import this group and I've got all these plants all ready to rock and roll. All right, so that way you don't have to go through this process every time, especially if you don't have a landscape plan. What's really handy is, like, if you don't have a landscape plan and your project is in Colorado, well, you know that this is like a good plant palette. So you can just start here and fill in the blanks and get a more realistic rendering. So let's create a group, save it out, and then I'll show you how to load it. Okay, to first select all of our plants, I think for now I'm done with this Google image window. We'll just kind of maximize our Lumion. And what I'm going to do is just select one of my objects, and then up here, I'll show you that from the beginning here. With the select tool, you can just select any one of your plant objects, and you get these advanced selection options up here. So, like, you can you can click select all objects in the same category, and that is going to grab all these different plants. All right, and then what I'll do is I'll just make them a group. That's fine. So where is that? That's add current selection to group, like that. All right, so now these guys are a group, and then I'm going to save the group. And so maybe where I would put that is I would drop it into my resources folder. And, maybe I'll make another new folder. So I'll call this one Lumion Groups, like that. And then I'm going to call these Colorado residential plant palette. So this way, we have all these plants kind of saved out like that. And then I'm going to ungroup this at this point. So I'll just go ahead and click ungroup. All right, now what that means is that whenever I go and start a new project, I can go to place, to place this group. All right, and this also applies if you didn't want to sit around and wait for me to, find all these different plants and actually go through it. You can do this. So you'll download that plant wherever. We'll make the link obvious. And so then keep in mind that to place a group, so you have to go in place down here at the bottom left, and then you have to be on all. And see, when I hit all, it loads up. It gives me this folder, so I can load a group. And see, now I can choose this Colorado residential plant palette, choose open, and it's going to import this group and kind of load it all up. There we go. So now you just go drop it in your next project and away you go. So that's a pretty nice new feature. I forget if that came in Lumion 9 or 10, but groups are super powerful. And keep in mind too that, like, when I save this to my resources, all right, let me just make one other point about what I just did. We have our resources, our BD resources, all right. This folder, it sits in the Brightman Designs folder because I share this with everyone on my team. And so now everyone on my team has access to this Lumion Groups, and whenever we do a project in Colorado, they can pull in this residential plant palette. So it sits there with all my components, all my materials, styles, all my different Lumion effects. So all this stuff sits in one folder that I share with the whole team, and now I can just give everyone a heads up. Hey, we've got a Lumion Groups folder, and in there we've got a nice little collection of Colorado plants. So just really, rather than going through this process of tracking down things that look right, this will speed things up for you, especially if you're an architect and you're not totally hung up on, like, perfection with your plants and how they look. All right, so that's Lumion Groups. I think we're in good shape. If you like this video, click the BD button to subscribe to our channel. Every week we post new videos covering SketchUp, layout, Lumion, and our Condoc Tools extension. If you are a professional architect or interior designer, you're going to love our tutorials.